for long time, longer than I wanted to be, but it was for our family business, Herndon Map Service. And I'm happily married, retired, loving it. I'm a quilter, and you know, Geraldine, we're all terminal. We live every day as we can, and we love you. Thank you for coming.
I'm the better half of this one. Teresa Herndon, twin R. Griffin. I've been married twice, had 2 kids with the first one and 1 daughter when I was 43. Anyway, that's my kids. I'm a CPA, going to do 1 more tax season, that's it.
I'm Kathy Anders, now Davis. I'm married for 36 years with my husband Scott. He's also coming. I'm on 2 years. Sorry. I have 2 kids, no grandkids, so they're not married yet. So I got married a little bit later and had a great life. We traveled all over the world. I'm Terry Schaefer, King now, and something interesting, 35 years ago at the 15-year high school reunion, I met Brooke Harry, and we sort of hit it off, and it wasn't until the next morning in church that I realized if I married him, now this is the next day, after, my name would be Terry Harry. But that didn't stop me, so we were married for 10 years, and a wonderful man, but you know, and now I've been married 20 years to Mr. King, my third one, and we've had 10 grandchildren together. So.
I'm Karen Bond O'Bannon. I married Robert O'Bannon, who was also a classmate. We've been married for 41 years. We have 3 boys and no grandchildren. Only 2, well, only one's married now. One got a divorce last week, so. I don't know about grandkids. I just don't ask questions anymore. I am not retired. I'm a piano teacher. Piano teacher's not retired. I just die on the bench. So that's my life. 22 of those lovely children come every week.
I'm Melody Mackay, and I got married, but I kept my own name. I have 1 son, and I live in Bethany. I'm Lynn Herring Dahlman. I have 2 wonderful grandchildren, not great-grandchildren, sorry. They are really great to me. Okay, and I live in Denton, Texas.
I'm Milliken and May McCarthy, and I live in Rollingwood, so I'm really close to PC original, and I've been married for 44 years, and I have 2 kids and 6 grandkids.
Hi everybody, I'm Gail Williams. Born that way and will probably die that way, and I have very few regrets. No children, a variety of what I call canine nieces, thanks to my sister. But I do have 2 nieces, no, I have 3 nieces, 2 nephews, thanks to some half-siblings. I relocated to Oklahoma City 2 years ago after living for my professional career, most recently in Miami, Florida. Moved back here 2 years ago when it became necessary to be a caregiver for my mother. So we're still living on the same street that we moved into in 1971, but a different house. I'm still working remotely for Florida International University, where I'm a librarian, but it has been nice to be back in Oklahoma. The best thing about it is I'm no longer paying rent for the first time since I was 21 years old. I just want to mention too, if some of you knew one of our other classmates, Don Perry, Don and I eventually rediscovered one another in 2000, and we were together for 14 years until his very untimely passing in 2014. But I wanted to bring his memory to this last reunion as well. And it's great seeing one person from Casa Bonita where I also worked. And that's the other reunion we need to have, because we have kids from all the schools all over town, even Spencer. We have someone worked there who drove in from Spencer. Thank you. This is my first reunion in 30 years, and it's great to be back and see all of you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sue Ellen Schmidt-Ryman. I'm still performing and teaching and live in the house where I grew up because I inherited it from my parents. I'll be here until 1:30 because I have a 2 o'clock class at UCM. Still teaching. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Barbara Greenwood Prince. I've been married for 47.5 years to Randy. We have 3 children, a daughter, no kids, and a son with 3 kids, and another son with 2 kids. So I've got 5 grandchildren, 3 children. And I'm retired, and I used to work a long time ago with Terry Schaefer.
I'm Kathy Hollingsworth, Busby. And the one that didn't talk is my daughter. That's Kitty Keithley. And she's here because I don't walk very good. I was in a car accident and broke my back. So she's my caretaker, I guess you would say. I live in Lufkin, Texas. I remarried 7.5 years ago, and I wished I had done that when I was younger. And he's a Vietnam vet. He's 100% disabled. I have, besides Kitty, I have 2 sons that were Iraqi vets. So, and I'm so happy to be back in Oklahoma City. I would love to move back, but it's not possible. We're too old to be moving. But thank you. I love y'all, and I've been a pirate since the middle of our sophomore year. I moved here from St. Louis.
Thank them for their service to our country.
Oh, and Deanne was the first person I ever met when I moved to Putnam City.
I'm Deanne Watersberger, and I live here in Oklahoma City, in the Putnam City area, and probably half a mile from the high school. I just drive past her all the time. Y'all need to come by if you haven't been in town. Drive by and see how the school has changed out front. They built a new auditorium and a new basketball room. They have 2 kitchens now, and they're married. So anyway, I have 2 children. A son who's in the Navy, currently serving. He's in Pensacola, getting ready to move to Corpus Christi now, so he's a little bit closer. That'll be nice. I have a daughter. She has 3 kids, and I have one grandson, 1 step granddaughter. So that's kind of fun. So, or great granddaughter. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm here, and also it's kind of cool because my kids and my grandkids are all Putnam City attendees. And so it's kind of fun that I have a 3rd generation pirates coming up into here. It's pretty cool. I have 1 grandkid left. He's a junior. Wow. So it's pretty funny.
Terry Bullock Largent. Been married to Steve for 47 plus years. And we have 4 kids and 10 grandkids, and we live in Tulsa.
I'm Jackie Barker Shelton. I'm really glad to be here. It's so great seeing all of you. You have no idea. I left Oklahoma City in '87. I was married to Bill Shelton, professional drummer. I was with him 20 years. Moved to Dallas, lived there for 23 years. I've been in the oil field for 43. I worked with engineers and purchasing agents, and I loved what I did until I didn't. And I retired 5 months ago. It just got, I've been with the ups and downs where you had a great job and great money to nothing. So if anything, it taught me how to be humble. Anyway, it's great to be here. I didn't go from bigger to smaller. I bought a big house. I had owned a home for 34 years, and I bought one in Houston 3 years ago. And my oldest daughter is finishing up RN school, and I'm leaving the home to her. I dated 2 men for 27 years. Almost married the last one, and that was 7 years ago. And when he asked me to marry him, I knew it wouldn't work. So anyway, it wouldn't. It wouldn't work. So anyway, I'm happy in Houston. It wasn't where I chose to live. I got transferred there. And now that I'm there, I'm like an hour and 45 minutes from Austin. So we're very happy there. There's a lot to do. But anyway, it's really great to see all of you.
Linda Evans, Shore Edition. I still live in the Putnam City area. I have 1 son and 3 beautiful grandsons. That's about it.
Amen.
Well, I'm Sally Trower Rubel. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I have 3 children. I have 6 grandchildren that all live out of state. Is that fair? No, it's not fair. And I'm just going to go off on a little side road, I promise, under a minute and a half. But nobody is here to hear what I have to say that I really wanted to talk to besides Terry McKenzie. So y'all are just going to have to listen to this. There are people in our class whose parents, and of course themselves, if it had not been for them, I don't think I'd be here. I don't think I'd be the person I became to be. The parents just took me in. It was Terry Mack and, oh my gosh, anyway, it was Terry McKenzie's mom and dad, Gretchen Schuhart, who passed away way too young. It was George and Kay Schuhart. They really adopted me. Lori Hutton, who's not here, her parents, we lived catty corner. Cheryl Baker, her parents, she was right next door. Paul Nelson, who I dated in high school. Paul was just a great guy. I'm so sorry he's not here. Just very kind, and his parents were wonderful. And I can't say enough that when my kids were going through high school, I was so glad that I was there for some of those kids. Because, you know, we put on our faces in high school because that's what we do. You know, it's what we are. So I am blessed. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to see all of y'all. Go Pirates!
I'm Barb Montgomery. I've been married to classmate Bob Montgomery for 48 years, and Joey said 500, and it just seems 500. What stays at the luncheon, what said at the luncheon stays at the luncheon. We have 3 kids and 9 grandkids, and I live in the Oklahoma City/Piedmont area. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Jody Gresham Blakes. I have 3 boys and 5 grandkids, and it's great being here, but y'all keep the name tags on, okay? Because I don't
Hi, I'm Linda McDonald Gonzalez, and I left here in '81, so I've been away a long time, but I have 5 children, 3 of which are my biological children, 2 stepchildren. I have 12 grandchildren, and 11 of them are my biological grandchildren. And I have a daughter who still hasn't had children yet, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I was so nervous about coming because it had been so long, but Susan, being the friend that she is, invited me to come stay with her, and I'm so glad I did. So it's been great. Thank you.
It's kind of like you just pick up where you left off, and it's really fun. We stayed up till midnight last night talking about it. Anyway, Susan Hughes Hill, and I have been living all over, but I came back about 6 months ago and love it. I just missed Oklahoma. Every time I got divorced, I moved back. I have Mom, who's here, and that's one of the reasons I moved back. She's 93. And so I have 3 kids and 2 grandkids. I'm happy to be here.
Burton Cook, married to classmate Steve Cook for 49 years and 5 months. We had 2 daughters, Carrie and Heather. Our youngest daughter, Heather, is a mother of 3 now. She has a 20-year-old grandson. No, she doesn't have a 20-year-old grandson. I have a 20-year-old grandson, that's David. Alex is 16, she's our only girl. And then Heather adopted our older daughter's son that she had adopted. Hogan is now 6, and our oldest daughter, Carrie, lost her battle to cancer in 2020. And her son, her biological son, lives with me, Colton. He's also 20. So we've been living in Yukon for 42 years, I believe. And our daughter Heather is principal at Parkland Elementary in Yukon. And I taught AP biology as I was in West. So I'm very happy to be here. And you know, Sally, what you said, that's so true. So many of us, I couldn't have made it through these last 2 years without some of you. So thank you.
But I'm married to Robbie Carter. If anybody remembers him, he's still going strong. But I'm Rhonda McMurtry, and I'm from a class of 42 people. And you guys are amazing, so keep up the good work.
Hi, my name is Terry McKenzie Bettis. Been married, will be married 49 years in a couple of days. Same man, he graduated in '69 from Putnam City as well. We live here in Edmond, lived here since '76, except for a couple of years in the Woodlands. 1 daughter, 1 grandson. Thank you.
I'm Paula Parsons Brandel, and I'm so glad to see all of you. I live in North Carolina.
And she has a daughter and 2 grandchildren. And she retired from being a Latin teacher, but she plays tennis all the time. I'm Carol Daugherty Distillin. My husband, Michael, and I have been married. It'll be 36 years in January. We've lived in Windsor Hills for going on 25 years. I worked 40 years for a place called Orthopedic Associates until Mercy took them over. And that was the death knell for me. So I retired 3.5 years ago, and it's just been wonderful. And I'm just so happy to see all of you women. I mean, we have worked so hard and wanted so many people to come, and it's just really exciting to see all of you guys. We're going to be downtown at Automobile Alley tonight, starting at 5:30. At the high school tomorrow, they have a pancake breakfast starting, is it 7? Yeah. 7 to 10, and then 10 o'clock they are taking tours of the school, which I went last year. I happened to go to the breakfast, and I tagged along with the class of 71. It is really interesting to see what all they've built and everything, how much the school has changed. And then we're doing Saturday night here, and then Sunday for people, it's all class reunion, and our class is going to be honored, and everyone that goes, you can join Lifetime for $100 or pay $10 for Sunday. And you get a card and you put your name on it, and they call you up and present you with a special medal. So they would really like all of you to do all of that. That's on the newsletter that Andrea's passing out. She did that, by the way, that wonderful newsletter. And I have 2 kids and a granddaughter. I love very much. It's going to be 3 down in Claremont.
I'm Cindy Overstake, and I live in Norman. I'm retired, but I love coming to these luncheons, and I don't want this to be the last one. But I'm also proud to say that we have, I think, 7 people here from our Campfire Girl group.
Hi, I'm Marcia Gilliland Cass, and I have been married for 46 years to Tom, but that know you, and we lived in Tulsa for 33 years. We have a daughter that lives in Texas with 3 grandkids, and I have a son that's in Michigan. He lives there with his wife and 3 grandkids of ours. So anyway, I just want to thank all of you for what you've done for our class and getting this together, and it's just been wonderful to see everybody. Thank you.
My name is Pamela Lemons, and I'm retired. I have 2 kids and 3 grandkids, and I work as an RN, just OPT remotely, which is the way to go. And I live in Mustang. I'm Debbie Dixon Stroud. I've been trying to learn how to live by myself for 20 years. It's not fun. I get out of bed every morning, so that's a good thing. I have a daughter who wanted to be a movie star, so she lives in Los Angeles, and she's a CPA. She does that. But at least she's off the payroll. And she has 2 young children, and I have a son in Denver who used to live in North Carolina. So at one time, I had one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast, as far away from me as they could get. At least now they're close to the same coast. So that's what I do in my spare time. I go visit grandkids when I can. And I'm a retired teacher, and I still feel like I need to be teaching something. I will say I subbed in Putnam City High School before I decided I wanted to teach again. I subbed at North and I subbed at West. And I have to tell you, Putnam City will never change. It's still the best.
I'm Trina Balmer.
Stand up.
Clap, come on. No. I've had several last names. And my mom said if I don't go back to Balmer, if I change the name one more time, she's going to cut me out of the wheel. So that's why I'm staying Trina Balmer. So that's the story. I have one son, he's 6'6". I have a 6'3" daughter-in-law. I have somebody's about as big as tall as you, Lynn, a granddaughter. She's 3.5. She's a mini me. She never meets a stranger and loves the men. I am busy being a fitness instructor, and I have been since 1980. And if you'd have told me that, I'd be doing it for I can't even count how many years that is. Anyway, I'm still doing it. I live in Tulsa. I am done.
Hi, I'm Mary Ostrager Kaufman, and I've lived in Overland Park, Kansas now. For those of you that don't know where that is, it's right across the border from Kansas City, Missouri. My husband and I have been there for about 8 years. We're getting ready to celebrate our 35th anniversary next month, which makes me feel really old. It's so good to be back in Oklahoma City where people talk like I do. I mean, everywhere I go, they go, "Where are you from?" Oklahoma City. So, yeah. And I always tell everybody if they want to take a great 3-day weekend, they need to come here and visit because it's such a fun place to come and so much to do and so many good restaurants. Yes.
I'm Anika Walker Grove. I've stayed in Oklahoma City my whole life, although we live in Edmond now. I have 2 kids. I have a daughter that's 37 and a son that's 34 and 4 grandchildren, and been married to the same guy for 40 years.
I'm Limberziki Cupid. I was married for 35 years and have 2 sons. Then I got divorced in 2012 and I moved to Florida. Some people thought I lost my mind, but I think I found it. I was in Florida for 8 years, having the time of my life, and I came back during COVID because my sons told me I had to. I've got these 2 great sons, no grandkids, but hopefully some soon.
I'm Margaret Price. I married Greg Price
classmate of ours. I'm no longer married to Greg Price, but we had 3 sons together, and my youngest is still at home with autism, and Daphne and I, we get no grief from them, and he takes very good care of me, so he keeps me busy and going. And I live in Edmond, and all 3 of my kids went through all the Edmond schools, 12 years, and we'll stay right here. And I have 3 grandkids. 2 are in Houston, and 1's in Crested Butte, Colorado, so I get to travel as well.
My name's Judy Vaughn, and I live in Edmond, and I helped take care of my mother until she passed, and I also helped take care of George Scott. He had lost his job and was in a real depression. In fact, I threatened to go get in his trash can for him to come out and catch him because he wouldn't answer the door for anybody. And we finally got him out, and I supported him basically for 9 years with a second job. I didn't live there. I lived with my parents. And he would have died if he would have known back then that I would have planned his funeral. That would have been his worst nightmare, but I did, and it was very nice. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that because I was crazy about him from junior high. We were too good of friends to date. We fought all the time. I think the whole school knew when we were fighting. I had to ask for someone else next to him to borrow a pencil because we couldn't talk. And so anyway, so that's what I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dan O'Brien Wellhorn, and this is like the book report from hell. So if my voice starts going way up, just bark. You and the dogs can just bark. I've been married to Ron for 42 years since Wednesday, and we have 2 kids. They're amazing kids, and they're so amazing because they grew up with a crazy mother, and they're still amazing. So what they do is travel around. My daughter just came back from Greece, and she was engaged in Greece, finally. So maybe if there's an accident that happens, I'll get grandkids because they're still planning on selling their house and getting a boat and floating around the world. And my son is in Scottsdale, and he has had a great job. He's doing really well. And they're just amazing kids, but I don't know if I'm ever going to have grandkids. So, anyway.
Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl Womack Sandage. Went to Central, and I recognize a lot, and I'm always asking, are you from Hefner or Central? Because I know more people from Central, but I live here in Edmond. This year I've been married to another classmate of ours that was a classmate through 9th grade and then moved to Tulsa, and that's Ron Standage. I've been married to him for 49 years. This year, it's a miracle. And we have 2 kids, boy and a girl, and I have 3 grandkids. They all go to school here in Edmond. 2 are girls, and they dance with Epic Dance Studios, so I've been having fun watching that. I always danced my life. I was a cheerleader in junior high, in 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade. Or 7th and 9th grade, because we moved to Central when I was in 8th grade. And then Patty, who won't talk probably, but yes, I'll tell about her. No, she followed me to Central from Classen. We were both cheerleaders at Classen. And so anyway, giving you some history here. But anyway, I'm glad to still be here in Edmond. We've been around a lot until we finally landed back here in Edmond about, I don't know, my kids went to high school, junior high school, and no, grade school, junior high school here. So I've been back here a long time. So I think that's all. Okay, do you want to talk? No, I changed my mind.
Peer pressure always gets me. I'm Patty Bench Terry, and I live about 3 miles from here. And I've been married to Mike, who I met at OU when I left Putnam City after my junior year, which I'm fully convinced I had to go because he was older than me and I wouldn't have met him if I hadn't left Putnam City. So we have two beautiful daughters and two absolutely perfect grandchildren.
I'm Trudy Krebsbach Middleton, and I'm retired also. I live in Norman, and I have two children, a boy and a girl, and they each have two children, a boy and a girl. So I like patterns.
Hello, I'm Tricia Barnes. I live here in Edmond. I have 6 wonderful kids, 3 of mine and 3 of Paul Deal's, and we are expecting our 11th grandchild. So good to see everybody. I was blessed to get to go to Central and Hefner, so we all grew up together, and it's so wonderful to see you all.
I was on my way out
Thank you everyone so much for sharing with us. It makes us feel more close, and it's so good to see each and every one of you. Thank you for coming, and we're all excited about kicking off tonight and tomorrow, and we'll hopefully have an excellent time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great to see everybody. Pictures. Oh, great to take our picture. Everybody else out by the banner. Thank you.